What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's topic is going to be about Vegeta versus the Android 18 fight. Was one of the most, it was a fight that honestly I could say I could relate to the most. Like, imagine you building yourself up to a certain point, a certain level in life, and you believe this one thing is going to be able to change everything, and so you transform into that way and you go all out. You fully have confidence and you believe in yourself, only for that to be shut down within a moment, a matter of seconds, and within moments. And after the fact, it's just you questioning yourself and how did you get to this point and what happened. That's basically the fight right there. To be completely honest, there's been too many times in life where I built myself up to getting to a certain point, like with working out. Mainly, prime example, working out thinking like, oh yeah, it's gonna get all the girls and go do all this stuff and win everything, only to find out it's not enough. You work hard towards getting out a job, only for them not to really sponsor you or give you a raise or something like that. And you put in the work, you sacrifice blood and tears for this position, and yet it's still not really handed to you, or it's not given to you at all within that time being. And you kind of question yourself after. Now, I'm not going to break down the fight. We all know how the fight ends, but it's just the aftermath that I really like. And during the fight too, in the beginning of the fight, Vegeta obviously was confident in what he was doing, and he believed like, okay, I got this. Like I'm about to tear you. He about to fight, and he was ready to go. And he's gonna turn her into like a washing machine. He made some little diss jokes and stuff. My boy was feeling himself, but then she was slowly but surely playing and toying with him the whole time, having him waste his energy. And there's too many times in life where we're going towards a goal and we're just wasting our energy, but then like our inner self is like, nah, like we can keep going, we can keep fighting. And then you keep fighting, and the longer the fight goes on, the more energy you're gonna waste until the tide turns, and then the objective or the obstacle starts pounding you or going against you and using everything it has to put you down. And that's exactly what happened to the fight. It'll wait until you start to slow down and start to power down after you put everything you had into that first half of the round. So that's how usually fights go. It's like you're going crazy, and then that's when you start getting tired, and then that's when you start showing your disadvantages. We've all been there. Like, imagine you getting like a fresh haircut. You think you're freshed out, ready to go, confident as ever, and then you go out to go to a club or to a setting, only to still get rejected, and then you put your damn all into getting this new transformation. This transformation was everything, and that's what I kind of liked about the Vegeta versus Android 18 fight. Like, the Super Saiyan he thought was going to be the all-time changer. Like, this was going to change everything. Like, once he got that power up, that was it. He was done. There was nothing else to really strive for. There was nothing else to really achieve at that point. And there's so many things in my life where I could think of that. Be specific, I'm working on getting to the point with that. Basically, like working out, for example. I used to think when I first started, obviously, like working out was going to be enough just to get at girls and stuff like that, and I would have like a really good chance and be able to kind of just easily dominate in the field. Like you would just see like, oh, girls are going to automatically flock to you. And so I got myself in the shape. At first I did it for myself, but I did it also with the same mind, like, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to pull girls with this. Got myself into a super ridiculous shape. I had shredded six-pack abs, and I was defined and everything like that, and only to still have the same issue with girls not really liking me and not wanting anything to do with me. It was just like I had shirtless pictures and everything. I was in the best shape. Guys were only giving me compliments. Girls would not look my way at all. In fact, they were still going towards friends of mine that weren't as in the best shape of me as I was, but since they had energy and all that stuff, the charisma part, things are learned after the fact, but they had charisma and all that stuff, and they were able to pull just fine. But me, no. I was just like, whoa, what happened? I was confused. That's exactly how that fight went. He was confused. He was like, whoa, what happened? I thought I had it all. And, slowly but surely, like, he was like, no, you don't have it. And, I had to get to a certain point where I was like, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself. Am I really doing this to, see how far I can go? Or is it just this limited goal, which is getting at girls and stuff like that? And so I had to push myself to another level, an ascended level. And, getting style changes and all that stuff, doing things or, making sure I'm getting to the next level of my goal, just getting to the goal, and honestly just seeing what I can do. It's too many times where I've worked so hard towards something, thinking that it's going to change everything, and ends up not being what I expected, and I end up, you gain something out of it, of course, like you at least put effort, but you don't feel satisfied with yourself, like all the hard work you know that you put yourself through just trying to get to a certain level, because that drive and that motivation for change fell short of that moment. And now you have to like pick yourself back up and really think like, okay, what else do I have to do? What else can I, see what the other side of the mountain brings? Because for right now, I don't know where I'm going, where I'm headed with this. So you got to kind of find your own way out of it so you can, keep going. Because I think that's the cool thing about Vegeta. You always want to find ways to keep going and keep getting stronger. And the dynamic with, with Akira Toriyama, when he made Dragon Ball, he based off Goku, based off himself. Someone that's, determined to win, to get stronger, and to face stronger opponents. Toriyama had the same traits. Toriyama wrote tons and tons of mangas that didn't make it, that failed, that wasn't really popular before he even got to Dr. Slump and Dragon Ball, leading to Dragon Ball Z. He failed a lot, and that determination comes from Goku, and then that eagerness came from Vegeta. So, with Vegeta, he always had to be the best. He always had to surpass people so he can fill that void of not being enough. And there's people that with natural born talent that obviously doesn't have to try as much as others, or it's just natural for them to be better. And while people like Vegeta, which I can relate to, no matter how hard you try, someone will always be better than you at something. And then when you do catch up, it's like only a matter of time before you slip off of it and be like, no, that's impossible. And then just your eagerness and your pride will get in your way. And that's something I can relate to. And that's why I'm not done, but I really like that fight. There's so many small moments in that fight where Vegeta knew he was losing. He was not gaining any advantage at all. And he was at a real disadvantage and was struggling to kind of keep up with the fight. And he knew that, but he just kept going because like, no, I got this far. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to see what I can do and do the best I can. And there's so many times in my life where I've gone to the far extent, like obviously just throw in the towel, just give it up, because it's not worth risking your peace trying to impress people that don't really care about you, or just trying to make it seem like you have this thing or be something you're not, and you're sacrificing everything, your mental sanity. My pride is like, no, I gotten this far. I want to be able to be that guy that pulls all the girls and stuff like that. I want to be that guy. I've always wanted to be that guy. Because of my younger self, he always saw people that were popular than him that always pulled, and he wanted to be able to pull just like that. And he knows it's possible. He has victorious moments where he won and he was able to be superb, surpassing everybody, but he can't keep it consistent. That consistency, that streak of always winning, but that obsession came with winning all the time and wanting to kind of surpass everybody. And so even surpassing his own expectations. So he kept going and going and going. No matter what happened, he just kept pushing. And despite, the injuries and then the fatigue he felt, he was like, no, we're going to keep going until something popped, which in that fight, he got to a certain point where, he was like, no, my arm broke. He got his damn arm broken. And, he still kept fighting. And that was pretty much like me, where I gave my all into something, and then just trying to be something I'm not, just trying to, do things to kind of fit in a way so I can, you know, be understood and popular within my own, because I knew it was possible, but it's just like I was pushing myself to a certain point, and once when that doesn't work, and then that power up kind of just goes away, you have to kind of like question yourself. It's like, dude, are you doing this for yourself, or are you doing this, to kind of please other people, be cool with other people? But the main thing is just after that moment, it's something that breaks you, and that moment that you have to be quiet for yourself and really think to yourself, is like, what's next for me? What else do I have to do? Because I want to keep going. I want to keep getting stronger. I want to be able to kind of see where my possibilities may land. And after the fight with Vegeta and Android 18, after he still kept trying, he was still doing everything he can. He had to really distance himself and really think of a new power level and kind of ascend to the next Saiyan. And then he thought of that, but like, no, this can't be the end. I worked too damn hard to kind of let this end. And yeah, it's just a pride thing. But speaking of Vegeta, he has a lot of character moments within Z. Within Dragon Ball as a whole. When you first meet him, the cockiest person on Earth, and true villain. But there's a backstory because of him growing up without really having that softness. He never had he had to be cold-heartedness, and he had to do whatever it took just to survive. And it's understandable. So Goku and Vegeta are two opposite spectrums, but his character development was something else. Like, he came a long way. I gotta say that. Just to keep it brief, he came a long way. Yeah, but thank you guys for listening to this video. A little different. Keep going with the videos and stuff like that. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you guys can relate to feeling like Vegeta or Goku, if you guys are Dragon Ball fans, I probably don't know if you guys are Dragon Ball fans or anything. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, you guys take care. Peace.